Let's solve this question. If x, y, and z are positive integers, so we have been given that x, y, and z are positive integers, which means that each of these is greater than 0. And yes, they are integers. Let's read further. Such that 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z is equal to 1. So we have been given that 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z is equal to 1. Which of the following could be the value of x plus y plus z? So we need to find the possible values of x plus y plus z. Now, if we consider this information which is given to us, there's no way of finding the value of x plus y plus z from this expression directly. So definitely we will have to make some inferences. We will have to think of a way in which this question can be solved. So let's start with our inferences. One thing that is given to us is that 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z is equal to 1, which means that none of these can be equal to 1, right? So x cannot be equal to 1, y cannot be equal to 1, z cannot be equal to 1. Because even if one of them is equal, it would mean that if, let's say, if we consider this scenario in which x is equal to 1, so 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z would be 1 plus 1 by y plus 1 by z. And we already know that this is 1, which means that 1 by y plus 1 by z would be equal to 0. Right? So that cannot be possible because x, y, and z are all positive integers. So this scenario is not possible. So none of them can be equal to 1. Now, can any of these be equal to 2? Let's say x is equal to 2. So if x is equal to 2, then what would happen? We know that 1 by 2 plus 1 by y plus 1 by z is equal to 1, which means that 1 by y plus 1 by z will be 1 by 2. So yes, one of them can be equal to 2, but just one of them can be equal to 2. We cannot have another number which is equal to 2 because we know that the sum of these two fractions has to be 1 by 2. If, let's say, two of these are equal to 2, if x is 2 and y is 2, then this it would mean that 1 by z is equal to 0, which is again not possible. So we know that if x is equal to 2, then y cannot be equal to 2 and z cannot be equal to 2. Let's consider the third case in which x is equal to 3. So yes, x is equal to 3. If we have x is equal to 3, and let me remove this from here. So if x is equal to 3, then 1 by 3 plus 1 by y plus 1 by z would be 1, which means that 1 by y plus 1 by z will be equal to 2 by 3. And here we can see that actually all of these can be equal to 3. So this is one possible scenario here, that all three have equal value, all the conditions will be met. So if this is possible, with this, considering this scenario, we know that x plus y plus z can have the value 9 for sure. Now we do not have any other information, so let's now move to the answer choices. We already saw that this sum 9 is possible. Let's evaluate 7, option 1, 7. So keeping our inferences in mind, we know that none of these numbers can be equal to 1. So let's ignore that case. Let's start with 2. Let's consider this case. So if x is 2, it means y plus z will be equal to 5. Right? Now, when is that possible? It is possible if we have 0 plus 5, if we have 1 plus 4, if we have 2 plus 3. Now, since none of these numbers can be equal to 0, this case is not possible. Since none of these numbers can be 1, this is not possible. Now, here, let's evaluate the third case. We already have x is equal to 2, right? And when x is equal to 2, then y or z cannot take the value 2. So, this case is also not possible. So, x plus y plus z is not possible. So, let's reject this choice and evaluate the third option, that is x plus y plus z is equal to 11. So, again, the first case, this is not to be considered. This one is not to be considered. Let's say x is equal to 2. If x is equal to 2, then y plus z will be equal to 9. So y plus z can be equal to 9 with 0 plus 9, with 1 plus 8, with 2 plus 7, with 3 plus 2 plus 7, 3 plus 6, and with 4 plus 5. Right? So again, let's evaluate these cases. So none of these numbers can be equal to 0, so this is not possible. And none of these numbers can be equal to 1, so this is not possible. We already have x is equal to 2 here, so any other number cannot be 2. Now, if let's consider this scenario. If y is 3 and z is 6, in that case, what will be the value of 1 by x plus 1 by y plus 1 by z when we have x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, and z is equal to 6? It will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6, which will be 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6 by 6. So it means that the sum x plus y plus z is equal to 11 is possible, considering that x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3, and z is equal to 6. So the sum of 11 is also possible. So we can see that the two answers that are possible here are 2 and 3. So the correct answer is choice E. Hope that helps. Happy learning.